It's after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Sun State Technologies, back joining us. They were just in a couple weeks ago here. Tim Small and Terry Frawley back with us. Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are y'all doing today?
Doing great.
Outstanding.
Doing
Good.
great after a 9-hour drive from Phoenix yesterday.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Well,
tough.
at least, was it cooler in Phoenix like it was here yesterday, or was it still pretty?
Well, because I left at 6 in the morning. So
It's always cooler.
It was only 85 degrees then.
Cooler in Phoenix, by the way, is like 102. It's like, oh, yeah, we need a
Cold
light
front,
jacket.
100 degrees.
No, exactly.
Well, we're glad you made the trip here. And for folks that aren't familiar, actually, we got a chance to talk with these gentlemen a couple weeks ago. Sun State Technologies is really, you're a big company with a small company feel. I don't know, it's kind of like you got the best of both worlds. Where like when you want the
Absolutely.
hometown, small town,
Right.
small, intimate customer service, you guys provide that. But you want the big guns of the big boys. You know, you want the tools, you want the strength that comes with a big company. And,
Exactly.
and Sun State Technologies, just from our last conversation, I feel like you guys kind of the best of both worlds, where if you got the minute detail, you're a phone call away from talking to a live person.
Exactly. You know, we our parent company is Cellular One of Northeast Arizona, which
Okay.
is based in Show Low,
Okay.
Arizona. So, you know, that's a relatively small town.
Oh, gotcha.
And so
Population, what, 3 guys? No.
But we started this division about 10 years ago, and you know, we brought in the best of the best. And you know, in fact, we're doing a lunch and learn tomorrow
That's right. That's
11:30
tomorrow at the
Chamber.
Chamber.
at the Chamber of Commerce.
Please RSVP for food. It doesn't cost you anything, but
That's right.
we don't want you to not have a sandwich or
At his favorite
Dion's.
Dion's.
It's a New Mexico staple.
Yeah. There
Well,
you
The
go.
green
It's-
chili ranch.
Oh yeah, it's great. And here's the deal: is their pizza's delicious, but you can't. But they have good sandwiches, so you're like, you always feel like a fat pig. You're like, I want pizza and a sandwich. What
Well, I
do
think we
gotta
got
do?
into that last time. I'm from New York, so there's New York and then Chicago style.
Yeah.
And, so I don't know what this
And then
is
there's
all
New
about.
Mexico style.
And there's New
Yeah.
Mexico style.
So
But Stuart Hensley, you know, is our basically our chief technology officer.
okay, and he'll be your guest speaker
He's
tomorrow.
our guest speaker, and he's been in this industry for over 25 years.
Wow.
And he tells real life stories about, you know, things that can happen to small, medium-sized businesses
He's
out there.
excellent at what he does.
Yeah.
He's amazing. And he makes sure that all the texts, and we have, how many texts do we have now, Tim? Probably like, what, 15, 16 texts?
About
Okay.
20.
Texts, you
Okay.
know, in 3 different markets, and he makes sure that they are well trained and they have the certifications, and so that gets back to Mike, what you were saying. I mean, we may be from a small town, we understand a small town, but we're bringing, you know, big city technology.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that's really special about New Mexico is our chief engineer, our service manager. They're all based in New Mexico.
Yes.
So if anything happens to any of our clients in New Mexico, I
Gotcha.
literally get up out of my cubicle, walk over, bang on their door, and go, "This needs to be handled. This
Sure.
needs to be handled ASAP."
But then I guess they also get to deal with New Mexico problems. And what I mean by that is, when it comes to, you know, hacking and viruses and all that, that's not an urban or rural thing. That's universally. But sometimes in the technology world, we have technology in remote places.
Absolutely.
And so when things are like in a, like say a dairy where, you know, dust and things that don't,
Sure.
you know, that's where the best of both worlds is, because your technicians understand what New Mexico climate is, and it's like, you know what, a router sitting in a barn, you know what that's going to do. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? And so they understand that versus someone that has never walked into a ranch or something and has no idea what the weather elements can do on some of this technology.
Absolutely. We
Exactly.
do all of our research and all of our breaking, so to speak, before we even approach a client with a solution. We
Yeah.
want to make sure that our solution is guaranteed to fix their issue and never cause the issue again.
And Tim and I were just talking, and not to interrupt, I'm sorry, but we were just talking in the lobby about this, you know, that so many of these hackers now are coming through small markets. And
They probably they think it's easier prey.
Exactly.
Is what I'm thinking.
They
I
do.
you know?
mean, they look at it, be like, okay, this is a small community. They're not hip to the
Sure.
IT
They
trends.
think it's Andy Griffin and Otis Mayberry. And
right.
They got the jail cell, and the guy walks in and he lets
Otis.
himself in. Yeah.
I mean, I just picture a hacker in their mom's basement
Right.
with tons of Mountain Dew cans. So, okay, small town, let's go attack Roswell. Let's give me all the
And flaming hot
banking
Cheetos,
information.
got to have those.
There you go.
So we're very hip to the small town communities and the issues that happen in small towns, especially
Absolutely.
internet challenged communities.
Absolutely. Well, and let's face it. And we talked a little bit about this last time you guys were here. Is part of that too? Is educating. So if you're a business and you have, more than one person using your network, you got to educate them. You got to train them too, because that's generally the weakest link in any security
Absolutely.
system is the human
Employees.
element, the human component. So, and that's how they get in. It's like they send that email that looks so legit and everything else. And so and even to enough where you're fooling, pretty well educated technology people. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so,
And Stuart's presentation, he has real life examples up there.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the
Chicken from clients.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I know for folks that I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. We talked just a hair about it, but for folks that remember, the Roswell Independent School District had a major security break a couple years ago. Turns out that human element, that's where, it's those emails that people see an email and think it's legit and it's not. And well, you saw what happened next, and that's all it takes.
Yeah.
And that's where you guys come in and say, we can educate your staff and we can put in those things in place that make sure that, you are protected. And if something happens, we can get in there and fix it without, causing too much trouble.
Absolutely. And,
Exactly.
I mean, it's a great thing you brought up training, because we have a complete person that's dedicated to training.
Good deal.
Her name's Mallory. She's over the state of New Mexico. She works hand in hand with me, and she spends a good portion of her week developing training
Good deal.
for our current clients and future clients.
And that's something that constantly evolves and changes. So to have a person that's solely dedicated to doing nothing but that means that they're always going to be up to date on the latest education and training.
And that's a
everything
very
else.
good point, Mike, because, so many times we'll go into a business and they have somebody that used to be the office manager, and now they're handling their IT. And they may be great at making coffee, but
Sure.
When it comes down to it, I mean, how are they staying up to date on the training? Are they looking for these phishing
Sure.
things that are happening out there? And we're not trying to see, even if we'll go into a place, a small to medium sized business, and know, well, this person handles our IT. We're not trying to take that person's job away. What we're trying to do is help support them,
Sure, make it better.
Compliment them.
complement them.
Well, and I would also argue this that especially folks that have maybe were brought into the computer age and grow up in the computer age. I would compare you when you talk about IT person, and we make our jokes like their social skills are not the best and all that other stuff, but
But they don't need to be.
exactly. But I almost look at them as your modern day artisan version. What I mean by that is in today's world, you have I always look at bricklayers or tile work people. These are people that are very good at what they do, and they're they're artisans. That's what and IT is kind of a modern day version of that, because
It is.
it's one of those things that, like tile work, a little bit of damage, a little bit of knowledge can do a lot of damage
sure.
if you don't know what you're doing here. But
You click on the wrong thing on a computer,
yeah,
heaven forbid, you could destroy and take down a whole network.
Yeah.
Our engineer, our chief engineer and Stuart, what they come up with the mapping and the artistry behind everything is just amazing. And they're so knowledgeable about
sure.
how to set up a network, how to support the network, especially in small rural communities with small to medium, large size businesses. I mean, we go everywhere from, Dean Baldwin in Roswell with 4 locations. Hi, Don.
Yeah.
To very small, 6-7 workstation computers, chiropractors,
Gotcha.
veterinarians.
So mom and pop businesses to Fortune 500 companies, you guys can handle that kind of stuff. And here's the cool part. The Fortune 500 company gets the exact same service that the mom and pop guy gets. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's the point I want to make here. It's like you get, if you're just the mom and pop, and you're probably the one who's got the bigger needs, let's face it, because probably no IT department with you. There's
I mean, if we look at it, the mom and pop have one error, and they could be bankrupt.
Absolutely.
Where a Fortune 500 can make hundreds of errors.
That's
and
true.
Still
Let's
be a
room for
Fortune
error
500.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we really go after and protect the small to medium-sized
Sure.
businesses.
But, but even when Target had that breach, years ago,
Lord, yeah.
it came in through a vendor. They were like, the hackers were like, oh,
It's
gosh,
always about the path of least resistance.
Exactly.
It's just like any other aspect in life. People are criminals in the cyber world. Are like criminals in the real world.
Exactly.
That's why they always tell you to lock your cars and stuff, because they don't want to make it easy. Usually, you're just checking doorknobs and walk. Cybersecurity is a whole lot the same way. If you have the things in place, they're going to check your doorknob and move on.
Exactly.
But if you leave it vulnerable, they check your doorknob. Guess what? They're in, and this is what they're doing. And then they go in and basically that email or that little thing, that's the doorknob check.
Right.
And that's what's going on. And
Exactly.
And that's kind of what's happening there. So,
Well, one of the things I did want to add, because we were talking about the IT and tech, people and this and that. Part of our training with our techs is to be able to communicate.
Talking layman's terms.
Talking layperson's terms.
Well, if you can figure that one out, you guys are geniuses.
Well,
'cause I don't know.
because we do, and that's a big part of it. In fact,
Yeah.
I've been in sales most of my life and in PR and this and that, and so I monitor these guys, and I'll come in and talk to them, and and again, you want to find common ground. You want to make them feel comfortable, but you don't want them to feel like you're talking down to them.
Right.
Because we're all like that. I mean,
Sure.
my gosh, like I always say, Mike, they call me T, but not for technology, My name is Terry, but I'm like, when I get with these guys, and I've just noticed, just because of the training and a lot that Mallory is doing here locally, that, people want to talk to our techs.
Sure.
Sometimes it's like, they'll try to call him, and I said, no, listen, you have a little button there. I said, you can put in a service ticket. That is the quickest way. I know you like, the
personal service.
you like your service and all that, but quite honestly, if you really want this thing done,
that
call them after
streamlines the
hours if
process.
you want to have a cup of coffee. But right now, we got to fix your issue. So, but again, we want to be in a situation where people are not intimidated.
Sure.
Having a conversation with one of our IT people.
And that's where you guys come in here. And so if come out to the Lunch and Learn tomorrow.
Absolutely.
If you can't, for whatever reason, we'll give you ways to reach out here in just a few minutes.
505-701-0972.
There you go.
Or check out suntech.com is the website if you kind of want to read more.
Sunstate.com.
Or Sunstate
Yep.
Tech, I'm sorry.
SunstateTech.com.
I forgot to put that. I was
That's
half
okay.
reading when I looked
No,
up.
you're okay.
But check it out and then read more about the different services that are provided, what they can do, how they can help your business. I'm telling you, if you're a small mom and pop business, this is by far the smartest way to go, because I understand you got into small business because you have passion for what you're selling, be it coats or pots or food, whatever that product is. That's your passion. That's your love. And things like bookkeeping and all the business running stuff, you learn on the fly, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to balance the books. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to do all that stuff. Oh, and now in the world we live in, oh yeah, you got to make sure that the systems you're using to pay your vendors, to pay your employees, to order new product, and all that stuff are working the way they need to do.
Yeah,
it.
and even though we sell the hardware, we understand the software.
Yeah.
So that's important.
Yeah, one thing that also separates Sunstate from anybody else is we do what's called technology vendor management.
Okay.
Office managers are busy enough. Let us help you manage your vendors.
Nice.
All your, from printers.
So you can kind of streamline that. So you're just pushing buttons and making sure things
One
happen
call, everything's handled. We give you that peace of mind, that simplicity, that you go home at night after a hard day knowing that everything was taken care of.
Nice.
And
So it's a lot more than security.
Exactly.
It really is convenience. And
We do VoIP, we do cybersecurity, we do email protection, we do workstation setup, we do security cameras. If you think it connects to the internet, think of Sunstate.
Gotcha.
And if you're in the medical field, we understand HIPAA compliancy. And
HIPAA compliant.
Nice.
Yeah, real big.
It's
So you got all
really
the
big.
personal
because-
protections and all the things that are required there. You guys are well versed in all that.
Exactly.
HIPAA, CIPA, which is
with,
for
with the
students.
schools, yeah.
So
HIPAA, JIPRA. What do you think? How many acronyms we got?
volunteer fire departments, we are very well known with the volunteer fire departments.
So you even work with a lot of quote unquote more secure facilities and things too. People that require extra levels of
police and fire
security.
departments,
Places
fire
where hackers are more likely because they know there's bigger treasures behind those walls that they're going after. So.
Banks, schools, police departments, mom and pop, retail, New Mexico just went legal in 4/1.
Yes.
We have a very knowledgeable client base, and our techs are very knowledgeable when it comes to that industry.
Interesting, because I imagine a lot of people that are in that industry don't think about the side you're thinking about. They're busy thinking about how do I grow the cannabis, and let's face it, they've got 8 miles of red tape that they're trying to meet on the government side, and probably some of I'm not saying all of them, but I imagine some of those businesses have spent more time on that and then less on the actual operations and security of it. Oh, by the way, yeah, you're in a cash business mostly. I mean, till the feds make this thing legal, there's a whole lot of loopholes you got to go through.
Well, and I actually moved to Phoenix from Durango, Colorado, and they had like 27 dispensaries in that town, and I got to know some of these people there. And if one camera is down, they have to close.
Wow,
absolutely.
And so I mean, they're very stringent, very stringent.
Which is a good thing.
Absolutely.
Based on that industry and the nefariousness of what people want from
it.
It
used to be the Wild West, but it's very government regulated.
But in the meantime, until the feds get on board, there's a lot of loopholes, and Sun State can really help you balance some of that, so you can focus more on selling product and raise and collecting money, and not worried about someone trying to get in and steal your cash based business stuff.
No, exactly. Exactly right.
And I mean, since we're talking about businesses, and another thing Sun State provides and assists in is internet policies.
Okay.
Every company has an internet policy.
So if you need help establishing like your protocols and things.
Yes.
Gotcha. We're your right hand and your left hand.
Perfect.
To help you assist in your day-to-day operations of the internet protocol.
So when you do have your internet protocols, you don't go too far where you cut into people's legal, rights.
Right.
But at the same time, you're protecting your business and keeping people from spending all day doing whatever it is on the internet you don't want them doing.
No, we can put locks in place on those things, Mike.
I think it wasn't too long ago a study came out that 60% of employees spend half their working day on social media sites during work hours.
I absolutely believe it. I do it too, but I have to because I'm in radio. That's my job.
Yeah. That's why you're in radio, so you can do this.
So I can goof off on the computer all day.
I mean, we also do radio stations.
Well, you talk to my boss. I don't make those decisions. I'm not smart enough to let me make those decisions. They trust me to turn on a microphone, but that's about it right now. We're running a little short on time here, but folks, I think the best bet, if you got time, come out to Lunch and Learn tomorrow at the Roswell Chamber. That gets underway at 11:30. It'll be at the Chamber. Call the Chamber today and RSVP, or shoot them a message on Facebook. Say, hey, I'd like to RSVP me and one other for the Sun State Lunch and Learn tomorrow. And then come out. Come hungry. Dion's will be catering the event, and come with your questions. Come,
absolutely.
Come, learn more about what and I don't care if you're looking for your small business, your large business, or your home. If you got a big home with networking and all that stuff, and you're like, I want to beef up my home stuff. Come out to Lunch and Learn more about what they can do for you too.
Yeah, we'll definitely make recommendations for everybody that contacts us at 505-701-0972. If you forget that, contact Liz over at the Chamber.
Yes.
She knows how to get a hold of us. Or Irma over at the EDC, Economic Development. She knows how to get a hold of us.
Nice. So, and by the way, I applaud you guys. I've noticed some stuff. You guys have already been heavily involved in the community, donating to various organizations.
Harvard Ministries.
Yeah, I've seen all that. You guys are already,
Thank you for mentioning that.
Putting your roots in our community and wanting to be a part of our Roswell community here. So folks, if you're looking for that local flair because that's just it. You guys, I mean, you're regional big, but at the same time, you're New Mexico, Arizona. That's your home at these areas here. So they know
we're a small town company.
Yeah, they know Southeast New Mexico's needs, and they understand them
with big city technology.
Yeah, exactly. That's
I'm in marketing too.
I had a feeling.
We give you that hometown peace of mind.
Absolutely. Again, we'll get the numbers here one more time, but check out the website, sunstatetech.com. You can visit there, read more about all the different services, all the history of the company. You can kind of get a little bit of background about it here. And definitely, if you really want to learn more, come out tomorrow to the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. Be a part of the big Lunch and Learn here. That starts at 11:30. call the Chamber of Commerce today and RSVP to get out there and come and, you know, at worst, you're just going to have an hour or two of eating delicious pizza, and you know what I'm saying. If nothing in the information there is useful to you, you got free pizza.
Yeah, you learn a lot about pepperoni.
But I got a feeling you're going to be interested.
You are going to be interested.
I've cleared all my other clients this week, so I am dedicated to Roswell and all Roswell's questions. So
nice.
Everybody reach out to me at 505-701-0972.
Yeah,
I'll answer any questions that you might have, and I hope to see a packed house tomorrow at 11:30.
Yeah, and like I said, if you can't make it because work doesn't let you get away or whatever, don't hesitate. Reach out, call, or check out the website there. One more time on that phone number.
505-701-0972.
Very good.
And then if you can't get a hold of me there, contact Liz at the Chamber, Irma at EDC Economic Development, Sun State Technology Group. Put in an info sheet, and it goes directly to me.
Absolutely. And, of course, if you space out and forget to RSVP tomorrow, if you just show up at 11:30, I think they'll let you in. You know.
Absolutely. You just have to have a really hard question for us.
But if you start eating a bunch of pizza, my people might give you dirty looks. Just saying. RSVP.
I'll give you my pizza.
Very good. Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
We'll see y'all next time, okay?
Yep. Absolutely.
Safe travels back, too.
Yeah, thanks so much. Appreciate it, Mike.
Anytime.